This is really cool to me. Got this. It's not a real one, but this is modern Marine Corps. Um, my uncle John was a Marine in World War II in Korea, especially in Korea. First Marine Engineer Corps. Uh, Super Marines, really. When you talk shows on Reservoir, you all know what I'm talking about. First Marine Division. My uncle was very decorated, and his son John was also a Marine. Though they didn't see each other, um, my uncle had a lot of PTSD, and his son served, got Parkinson's, and I don't know. He went swimming, and they found him in the ocean, but they never saw each other. It was a really bad story, and it was something that it's the cost of war, the cost of people that go off to fight, and even those that come back. I knew both men. Mainly, I knew Skelly, my uncle, and I knew that the Marine Corps and what it meant. And my father had a lot of respect for them, and he was a merchant marine and in the Army Air Corps. My brother was in Vietnam, so I come from a family of military, and I like the MARPAT, which is the modern Marine Corps version of the poncho liner. You can see it's a large type of nylon, two-sided batted material with um, on each corner these ties, and in the middle, so they correspond to grommets that you find on the poncho liner that you can use to turn it into a military poncho, into a type of sleeping system. It's not extremely warm. It's grayed down to about 50 some degrees. If you're cold blooded, maybe a little bit less than that. But it replaced the wool blanket that would have been used in my uncle's time in the Korean War and in many other wars. It's fairly sizable. I can lay on it, no problem. You can see that. Not bad. So I picked this up. It's not a. It is authentic, but it's not an authentic military issue one. It's one of the ones that's USGI makes. It's not made by the Centers for the Blind. Now you can tell the difference on the smart pad if it was actually the Marine Corps issued. It would have the little Marine Corps symbol on these. It doesn't, but MARPAT is a digital camo for woodlands, which suits very well. And I'll show you how easily it blends in. You can't even see it. Well, you can, but no. It's not like some big orange blanket that you might have for your hammock. It's a great liner for a hammock, like a outer cocoon for it. It's not going to keep you real super warm, but it's decent. I mean, it's a nice little blanket too. Very few people today know what honor and sacrifice means. This here means a lot to me to be able to have it. It does. It means a hell of a lot. Growing up in a military type family, I was always taught to, live by code and honesty, and to your word means more than anything. If people don't live by a code, they really aren't worth very much. But these principles were instilled on me at an early age by these types of men as my brother, my uncle, my father, even my mother's father was a night fighter. Worked on those night fighter planes. Sorry, my eyes are sort of watering a little bit. Allergies, but this is great to have. This type of material here is good to have for uh, emergencies. It's, like I said, a really nice nylon. It You can use it as a shelter. You can use it in cold weather to add to your sleeping bag. It's water resistant, not waterproof, but it will work to keep you dry somewhat. It's a nice piece of gear, and when you can find one in this condition, um, it's not bad to have. I have another one coming that's the Army version. They make a lot of civilian models. Um, they call them not a poncho liner, but a wooby, which is something I'm not going to call it. But if you want to call it that, fine. This is the soldier's only friend in the battlefield. This is what they have to sleep with, and it's a very prized piece of equipment. So when I think of all those generations of men, from way before my uncle to my uncle, and since then, in all these wars, it brings a tear to my eye to think of them, and I have a lot of respect for them. This piece of gear is something that, yes, I certainly could have went and bought one with wolves on it, or trees on it, or the ocean, or something beautiful. But to me, when I look at this, it's practical, and it also reminds me of my family and friends of mine that fought in the Marine Corps and other wars, Iraq, Afghanistan as well. It's always been a part of my childhood that I always liked the military grade equipment. And I kind of measure between the military grade and the hiking grade, but with this, I'm probably not going to use this for any kind of long hiking, but to have it with me is really nice to have. Is it worth the price? Definitely it is.